Ever feel like you're performing being human? Like everyone else got a manual on how to just be normal and you're stuck improvising every interaction? You leave a 5-minute conversation and feel like you just ran a marathon. Not because you're anxious, not because you're shy, but because something in your brain works fundamentally different. And that difference? It's measurable. Brain imaging studies have shown something fascinating. When introverted and extroverted people interact with others, completely different parts of their brains light up. Introverted brains show more activity in areas related to thinking, planning, and memory. Extroverted brains light up in areas that process what's happening right now, in the moment. This isn't a small difference, it's two different operating systems. While someone else is just having a conversation, your brain is running background processes. You're not just hearing words, you're analyzing tone, remembering context, predicting outcomes, checking for inconsistencies. But here's the biological reason why this happens. Your brain's reward system works differently. When extroverts interact with people, their brain gets a quick hit of dopamine, the reward chemical, fast, direct, instant gratification, while your brain routes that same chemical through thinking centers first. So by the time you feel any reward from the interaction, the moment has already passed. You're experiencing life on a delay, not because something's wrong, but because your brain is doing more with the information. Research into sensory processing has identified that roughly 20 to 30% of people have nervous systems that process information more deeply than others. When something happens around you, someone makes a comment, there's a change in group dynamics, someone seems off, most people process it at surface level and move on. Your brain goes deeper. Why did they say that? What does it mean? How does this fit with what they said yesterday? Is everyone else noticing this or just me? This is called the observer trait. Evolutionary psychologists believe every group needed people like this. While most people were engaged in the immediate action, observers were scanning for patterns, catching details, noticing threats others missed. You weren't broken, you were essential. But modern environments aren't designed for deep processors. Studies show that people with observer-type brains experience stress in situations others find normal or even energizing. Constant stimulation, multiple conversations, background noise, these aren't just annoying to you. They're neurologically overwhelming. Your brain is picking up and processing layers of information that others filter out automatically. Every facial micro-expression, every shift in energy, every unspoken tension. That's not overthinking, that's your default reception level. Here's where the alien feeling really comes from. You can be social, you can be funny, engaging, present, but it requires effort. Researchers call this acting out of character, when you operate against your natural wiring to meet social expectations. And your body keeps score. Studies measuring stress hormones show that people who regularly perform against their nature show higher cortisol levels and increased burnout. This is what's actually happening in your brain during normal social interactions. Your conscious control center is working overtime. It's suppressing your natural responses, pulling back, observing, processing, and scripting socially expected ones, responding quickly, staying engaged, showing enthusiasm. For extroverts, social behavior is autopilot. Their responses are unconscious and automatic. For you, every response is manual. You're code switching between your natural mode and the mode society expects. That's why a simple conversation can feel exhausting. You're not just talking, you're translating, adjusting, performing, and monitoring yourself the entire time. Here's what most people misunderstand. There's a difference between social anxiety and social preference. Anxiety is fear, preference is just preference. One needs help. The other just needs society to stop treating solitude like a disease. The alien feeling isn't a disorder, it's awareness. You notice things. The person who's uncomfortable but hiding it. The tension in the room everyone's ignoring. The gap between what someone says and what they mean. Research shows that people with observer traits score higher on understanding what others think and feel. You read between the lines because your brain is built to process subtext. You're not failing at social interaction. You're succeeding at something more complex. You're perceiving while participating. And perception always creates distance. Everyone else is inside the experience. You're the one who sees the whole pattern. The next time you feel like an alien in a normal situation, remember, your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. You're not broken for needing to translate human behavior. You're just running different software, and that software sees things others can't. If this made sense to you, I explore more of human behavior and psychology here on MindRoot. Subscribe for more psychology that actually explains how you think.